Hey guys, welcome to Bastion Time. I am your host Bastion. This is Nintendo News. Let's get to that news. Now, first of all, as I'm sure you've already heard by now, at Apple's annual, hey, look at our new phone that's coming out kind of stuff, Mr. Miyamoto is there to say, hey, guess what? There's going to be an iOS exclusive for a little while, at least, called Super Mario Run. And it's basically one of those temple run games where the game just automatically runs. You don't have any control over the direction you're running in or the speed at which you're running. But basically, you tap the screen whenever you want Mario to jump. And, I mean, it's gonna do really well, let's be honest here. It looks like one of those new Super Mario Bros. Games. They just took the graphics directly from New Super Mario Bros. But, Temple Run games already exist, and Nintendo's whole thing is about being innovative and creating a brand new experience, and then here they are copying a genre that already exists that they kind of didn't really invent. I mean, they've basically invented the side-scroller games with the Mario series, but this is like a specific branch off of that, and it just seems a little anti-Nintendo to me that they're going into this genre of games. It's like they're making a Temple Run clone using Mario stuff, and it's just kind of weird. I mean, let's be real here, we're all gonna get it, we're all gonna play it, we're all gonna love it, but it seems a little anti-Nintendo, especially considering it's coming out primarily for the iOS stuff, so iPads and iPhones. Eventually it will come to Android, but not during this year, so it's just a little weird to me, but I'm sure it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be good, we're all gonna play it and love it, so what do I know? And then, as can be expected, Nintendo's stock jumped 26% after this announcement, because people are like, well, Nintendo's pretty serious about jumping into this mobile market, so that's great for them. I'm glad that their stock has jumped so much. I wish I would have had the foresight to buy some Nintendo stock before this, but oh well. And then our next bit of stories comes from the Nintendo Direct that happened that was completely different from the Apple stuff, wherein they announced that there's going to be a 3DS version of some already pre-existing Wii U games. For instance, that Yoshi's Woolly World game is going to have a 3DS version, and there are going to be all of these new Link and Zelda in general amiibo coming out, so that's all pretty cool stuff. But other than that, there wasn't really anything from the Nintendo Direct that, like, I didn't already know. There were, like, no new surprises that I was like, ooh, that's a game that I haven't heard of? I can't wait for that. Just new stuff about games that we've already heard about, like about the Dragon Quest VII game, which, of course, I'm super stoked for, and stuff like that. So, it wasn't the most exciting of Nintendo Directs. Of course, some people thought that we were going to get NX stuff in it, but Nintendo was crystal clear. No NX stuff, this is completely 100% 3DS stuff. So that leads a lot of people to wonder, when the heck are we getting NX info? And the answer to that, according to some analysts, is either as late as October or as early as next week. That Nintendo may be unveiling some NX stuff next week. Possibly, who knows, by the time I edit and post this video, maybe that will have already occurred. And then one of their other little announcements is that Skyward Sword is now out on the Virtual Console for the Wii U. No changes, of course, except an accidental change, which is that the load times for the Wii U eShop, or whatever the heck is called, Virtual Console version, the load times are significantly longer, which makes no sense to me. It's like, I thought the whole thing about having a digital version of the game saved onto your system is that it was going to be faster load times. Like, that's why if you buy a disc version of like an Xbox One game or a PlayStation 4 game, that typically you want to just go ahead and install that game onto your console instead of, you know, running it off the disc, because everybody says, oh, disc load times are way longer than they need to be. So why the heck is the digital version of Skyward Sword have longer load times? I don't get that at all. But then again, I don't know anything about programming of these sophisticated style games. I only know about the programming of ancient RPGs in the 16-bit era, so maybe one of you can explain to me why it would make sense that the load times of a a digital version of a game would be longer than the disc version. Let me know in the comments down below why you think that is. Anyways, that's it for this episode of Nintendo News. See you guys in a couple days for more news. Bye, guys.